Today's video is going to be a bit of a departure. I normally do videos that are for the mature generation, but today's video is going to be a bit different because we're in the middle of a pandemic and it is Saturday, March 14th, and many of us are wanting to do some cleaning and preventative measures in our own homes. So I decided to get some research done, and I went on the CDC website and I read through their recommendations for disinfecting and cleaning our own environments. So I thought I would take you along with some of the things I'm doing following their recommendations. Now, before I get started and show you what I'm doing, I want to say very strongly, I'm not a doctor, I am not a scientist, I am just a woman in her 50s who wants to protect her home. And I believe that there are many of you out there who are in the same boat as me. You need to do your own research. You need to get onto the CDC recommendations. I can't stress this strongly enough that this is not my recommendations. This is what I happen to be doing based on what I have been reading on the CDC website. So let's get into me cleaning my home, and I will take you through what measures I am taking to do this. So here's my lineup of things that I'm using to do the cleaning. On the CDC website, they continually say bleach. And I'm gonna make up a mixture of bleach with obviously bleach and water. And I'll show you that in a spray bottle, and I'll give you the measurements down below, but I'll also tell you. But I recommend writing bleach on it in several different places. I have it there, on the side, and on the top, because obviously you don't want to mix this up. Comet with bleach, I think, is a wonderful thing. It's got an abrasive. You got to be careful on where you put it. And then Clorox wipes. On the CDC website, they gave me a link, and I'll put that below, where it takes you to all the recommended products. Clorox was listed time and time and time again, and they highly recommend having rubber gloves. They like disposable, but those are nowhere to be found right now. My spray bottle only went up to 25 ounces. So I needed to make up the difference because it's 32, I'm making a quart. So 1 quart is 32 ounces. So add the remainder of the water because you want to do the right dilution. So if you were making up a whole gallon, it would be 5 tablespoons, which is 1/3 cup, to 1 gallon of water. But I'm going to be making a quart. So it's 1 quart of water to 4 teaspoons of bleach. So I have my teaspoon here. Again, don't use some kind of wooden thing or something like that. Use a metal or glass. And I'm gonna measure 4 teaspoons into my spray bottle here. 2, 3, and then give it a good shake. So this is what they recommend for spraying surfaces. They say that this needs to stay on a surface for at least 1 minute. You're gonna wanna have it spray a spray that's more of like a spray, not a jet, so that it goes evenly across the surfaces. But spray a surface pretty well, get it wet, and let it sit for 1 minute. One preventative thing you can do is have a little station right when you walk in the door or walk out the door. So when you walk in, you'll have some Clorox wipes that you can wipe some things down. And also when you walk out the door, they have an individual hand sanitizer. All right, so you just came home, or I just came home, kind of. I'm pretending. And you have several things in your hands, and you've just been out in the public around a whole bunch of people. And you may have used hand sanitizer the entire time, but it's now home, and you need to make sure you have things that are not full of germs. So think about the things that you're touching constantly while you are out and about amongst all the public. You've got keys in your hands, you have a purse in your hand, or you have a bag. What I said before is to have wipes. I have Clorox here. So have it right there at the door. Pull one of them out and go ahead and wipe it down. So I'm taking my purse. I touched this so many times while I was shopping, of course. So take the handle, wipe it down, all the areas that you're using, the zipper, and completely wipe it down. Now this is not obviously real leather. This is fake leather, so it's okay, it's not gonna hurt it. I wouldn't use wipes that have bleach in it. So get it wet and let it sit afterwards. If you have a purse that has leather and you wouldn't want to wipe, or it's a very expensive purse and you don't want to ruin it by disinfecting it, first of all, I would just recommend not using it right now. Just get something that's cheap, that you don't care about, that you can just use and disinfect. If you have used it, what I recommend is wiping it down the way the manufacturer of your purse recommends it, and then put it someplace and let it sit there for the next 4 days, and then don't touch it, and then the virus will not be on it after a couple days because it dies. So that's what I would recommend. So the purse is wiped down. I would take another one of these and think about everything else you touch. So I have my bag here, I would wipe this down. My keys, so go ahead and wipe those down. Those were everywhere. The next thing would be my phone. I obviously, while I was out, was using my phone a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. I know that we all have cases on them and we're worried about them getting ruined. If you have a case that's going to be ruined right now using these kind of things, I would recommend not using that kind of case. Get a case that you know will be okay. You guys know I love my loopy case. I have wiped this down so many times with disinfecting wipes and just get all the germs off of it. So what else have I touched while I was out? Well, my glasses. I always have these on, and think of how many times you touch your glasses. So use the wipes and go ahead and wipe down the glasses. Oop, I almost dropped them. There's one other thing on me that I have touched a lot, besides like my hat and things like that. If you are wearing a coat, there's a zipper. So just go ahead and wipe that down. Again, it's just being preventative. Normal life, I would not do this. Then I would turn around and go ahead and wipe the handle that I walked in on and the handle that I came in this inside with. And then I usually lock my door right away, so go ahead and wipe that. So that's why it's really handy to have the Clorox wipes when you first walk in the door. Now I've taken my coat off, and now think about the path that you're going to do and as you do things as you come in. So I also touched a light switch when I came in if it was dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe that down real quick. So your kitchen is one of those areas that is obviously going to be full of germs, and I know that the typical cleaning you guys know about. But just think about everything you touch in the morning, in the afternoon when you come home, and give those a once over. The kitchen is one of those areas that I believe the bleach would be the most effective, but again, if you don't have that, then getting disinfectant wipes, this could be used on a daily basis. This is easy, it's fast, but not all of us have this, and this is disposable. So sometimes it's better to not use disposable. So your microwave, because of course you're touching that all the time. Obviously the handle. And the keypad, that's another thing. You're gonna use that all the time. Most handles can be popped off, and take these and maybe soak them in water, but you can also just spray them with bleach. Now I don't necessarily want to spray bleach on my cabinets because those have a painted surface and I'm not sure how that will react. So I'm going to go ahead and use the wipes for all the handles, and that'd be one of those things that I would use on a daily basis. So taking it and wiping each handle off. I really think that this would only take a couple minutes to go through and do every single handle. We use this on a daily basis for the toaster part. So taking it, wiping the handle and every knob. Another area would be the coffee maker. The control panel, obviously the knobs over here. If we are using the canisters every day, which we do, this is all our coffee and tea and sugars and things like that. So we use that on a continual basis, wipe that down. The dishwasher, the handle itself, obviously wipe that down. That's a hotbed for dirt, yuck. The refrigerator, come on, we know that. Here's one that I think that we often forget, salt and pepper. Think about how many times you touch salt and pepper. I would say wipe down these on a daily basis if you're using them every day. The dreadful remote. This should be done absolutely every day, if not a couple times a day, if you guys are using this quite often with multiple people. Probably something you touch a couple times at least would be a lamp switch. So cleaning where you're going to put your hand to turn it on and off with that wipe is absolutely a good idea. So if you use something on a daily basis, that's what you're going to need to wipe down on a daily basis. All right, so obviously your car, when you are out and about in public, you're going to be here. So get your wipes out here. I would suggest having a can of these in your car so you can do this. Wipe down the steering wheel, because think about all the things that you touch while you are in your car. Wipe down all the levers and, I don't know, what do you call these things?
Dashboard, knobs, controls.
Controls, thank you. The whole dashboard, wipe it down and wipe it down periodically. So don't forget the car. Some of the things I would touch all the time would be my sound machine. I touch this every day. Alarm clock, I actually don't wake up to an alarm, so I don't touch it, but it's dirty, so I'll go ahead and wipe it down. I don't know if we've thought about this. Because I'm washing my hands so much, I'm using hand lotion all the time. Wipe down those bottles that we're using all the time. I'm sitting at my desk, and this is one of those places that I touch every day. So think about some of the other things, and even at work, if you are going into work, pens. Oh my word, I thought about that at work. I have so many pens that I use. I have certain pens that I love. You guys know these are my favorite pens. I love these pens. I'll link them below. The keyboard. So be careful. This is obviously electronic. If you're at work, I would talk to your IT guy or one of your help desk and ask them, how should I go ahead and clean that? Okay. Obviously, your mouse, your fingers touching that all the time. And also don't forget the sides, because you're holding it like this. Wipe down your makeup, the containers. Think about you touching your face. The entire time you're doing your makeup, you're touching your face. So having these things get wiped down on a continual basis would be a very good idea. Obviously, something else we use while we're doing our makeup is makeup brushes. So at the very least, cleaning off the handles with a wipe. But also, because this is around our face the whole time, cleaning the actual brushes more often than you would normally do it. The other thing I want to talk about is lipstick. Okay, again, it's your face. It's all around your face. I have decided that while I am out and about in the public, I will put lipstick on before I leave. But while I'm out and about where I'm around other people, I'm not going to use lipstick. I'm not going to pull it out and put it on and put it back into my purse and do that throughout the time I'm away. It's just not safe. To me, I don't think it's safe. I don't know how you can unless you're constantly using your hand sanitizer, putting it on, using it again, and all that. So I'm just gonna choose not to put lipstick on when I'm out in the public. I didn't cover cleaning your bathroom, cleaning your kitchen from top to bottom. I did touch on areas of your kitchen, but this video is much more for what you're doing on a daily basis. I do believe our bathrooms need to be cleaned on a daily basis, at least wiped down with some disinfecting wipes. A deep clean once a week, but the disinfecting wipes daily, if not more than daily, a couple times a day if you have multiple people using it, and if you are coming out from the public and into your home with multiple people using it. I also recommend you getting on that website and looking at just the things that I've just told you. That's where I got most of this information. So go on there and read it through for the best practices for disinfecting your home and protecting your family. So I hope that that was helpful to you. Let me know if you have any questions below, but I will refer you back to the CDC website for any technical questions because they can obviously answer it. I do not have any experience on that kind of thing. And if you have any comments, I'd love to hear those. I will just say this. I am not panicking. I am just thinking we need to be diligent in our cleaning, diligent in our washing of our hands, as you guys have heard so many times over the last couple weeks. And I think we're going to be continuing to hear that. Be diligent, be careful, and pray for those around us, pray for those other countries. I know I am. So I am excited to see you guys in the next video. God bless.